football, going out to practice. I would imagine students probably coming up to you saying, things about the game. What's that like going through that?
It is pretty crazy. It is still surreal to me, but just locking in, just doing my business. The little things, if that's waking up to make my bed, the little things really do matter, and I feel like that's going to carry on to practice, which carries on to the game day. So I think that will really.
Did you learn anything from that a year ago, just going through, preparing for bigger games, maybe preparing that Alabama week?
Yeah, I learned, I'm going to get Bama, whatever say, or the best game. I'm going to get the best game every single week, and that's how I got to prepare myself physically and mentally. I'm getting the best out of the teams that we face every single time.
Jayden, I'm sure it's tough while you're in the game worrying about yourself, but what did you think of David on Saturday? It seemed like he was really disruptive.
Oh, yeah, he's very disruptive, man. He's been grinding. That dude's been grinding. A bunch of our guys in our room been grinding. They all got their heads down, and they're willing to work. And you saw from Saturday, a bunch of guys came in and did what they needed to do. So.
What did you think of the defense overall against Illinois State and just that performance?
We did really well executing, just doing our job. I keep going back to the little things because that's what we preach on the defense, and we saw it out there. Guys just doing their job and doing the little things that helped out overall. So
when you guys, you go to the sideline, you're not watching, what the other defense is doing, but is there a little bit of a pride factor in this? If people, are going to compare your defensive line to their defensive line as two of the better ones in the country, you kind of want to win that matchup just on television almost?
Yeah, I think, our whole group wants to be, needs to be actually the number one. So that's what we're striving, We don't really look at the charts and whatever, but it's definitely a factor. Like, it puts us in a place where we need to work harder every single time. So.
Just in preparation so far, what have you seen from their dual threat abilities? I mean, with Haynes being a good running back, Underwood can run as a quarterback. What kind of challenge do you feel like that is?
It's a pretty big challenge, man. Any defense they would face, particularly, we're just gonna expect, like you said, that running mindset from anyone with that touch of the ball. So definitely be big challenge.
You guys on the whole were pretty good against the run on Saturday. I think Illinois State wound up with 4 chunk gains, though. What do you think you guys have to do? I know it's little things like you said, but what do you got to do to eliminate those chunk gains?
A lot of guys, sometimes even me, are just trying to make plays. So that means if we're getting out of our gaps, not doing our job, that can open holes and stuff. So just like I said, guys doing their jobs is what we need to do to eliminate those chunk plays. So.
Now on that other side, secondary only allowed 34 passing yards. How good was it to see those guys perform the way they did on Saturday?
It was amazing, especially Cortland, man. I was definitely, hearing his name. I wasn't particularly watching back there, but hearing his name, seeing the things he did, and just young guys stepping up and seeing Gentry for the first time coming out there over there. But I've never played with him, so it was good seeing him too. So just knowing that I could trust my back seven was really great.
I'm sorry. Was it kind of uplifting to the team for John Mateer to go out and play the way he did? Almost 400 yards passing. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen that around here.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. It was definitely amazing. Just someone you can put your trust into. I 100% trust him with everything, and nothing's new. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's been doing that first day since he got on campus. He's been the same guy, balling, mindset, everything. So, nothing was new. It was good to see it in game day.
How much does that help you guys get locked in? Because I know, coaches talk all the time about, being complementary offense and defense and special teams. But how much is that now kind of a foundation for you guys to lock in there and be a better team that plays off of each other?
It makes us the most locked in. That's the number one guy on our team. Like, has to be your quarterback. That's our number one leader, and we can finally trust him and the decisions he makes, the things he does. It benefits everyone. So, yeah.